Hello, Fleetwood Area School District families. It is that time of year where we plan for the upcoming school year. This presentation will go over the scheduling process and electives for next year for 6th through 8th graders. Our school focus for next year is to work on enhancing and build on our multi-tiered system of supports for all students. And we will do this during Tiger Time to make sure we're supporting all students in that time to increase our core instructional support. We also want to expose all students to the career pathways throughout their middle school career. The students may enter the school building at 7:55 a.m. and report directly to their homeroom. This is when we open the doors for students to go to their homeroom. They have to enter the school building and be in their homeroom by 8:10 a.m. If they're after 8:10 a.m., then they're considered tardy and they have to go to the office to sign in. During homeroom, students will pick up their Chromebooks for the day. Every student in 6th or 8th grade will have their own Chromebook that they will carry around throughout the school day with a case. And then at the end of the day, around 3:05 p.m., students will be dismissed to return to their Chromebooks to their homeroom. Also during homeroom, there's breakfast that is offered. Each grade, 6th through 8th grade, has two teams of teachers, a red and a white team. For each team, there's a teacher for math, language arts, science, and social studies. The 6th grade students will have 7 periods in their day: language arts, math, social studies, science, Tiger Time every day, and then physical education, and then health and electives for the other times of the day. Students also have the homeroom at the beginning and end of the day with a lunch in the middle, but those aren't on the schedule and they're not periods. And this is not exactly how the order of the student schedule will be. 7th and 8th grade students will have 7 periods as well: language arts, math, social studies, science, Tiger Time every day, and then health and physical education, and then electives. They also have homeroom at the beginning and end of the day and lunch as well, but those aren't as periods on the schedule. This is also not the exact order the student schedule will be. Science classes for the middle school: 6th grade includes earth science, 7th grade includes life science, and 8th grade includes physical science. And students in 8th grade do take a science PSSA based on 5th through 8th grade classes. In social studies, 6th graders learn about geography and Latin America, 7th grade learns about early civilization, and 8th grade learns about American history and geography. For math, 6th grade, all the students learn the same concepts with area, surface area, volume, rational numbers, ratios, proportions, statistics, and expressions and equations. In 7th grade is where students split and they could take the general math for 7th grade or they could do 7th grade pre-algebra. And I'll explain more about this process later on in the presentation. The difference between the two classes is the pre-algebra class starts to talk about topics that introduce into Algebra 1. In 8th grade, there's 2 different classes as well. There's a pre-algebra class and then an Algebra 1 class. The Algebra 1 class has different topics than the pre-algebra class does. Each math class does have a math PSSA at the end of the year, and then the 8th grade Algebra 1 class actually has a keystone test as well. Students who take Algebra 1 and pass Algebra 1 do get a high school credit for that class. Every student has language arts class, which focuses on reading and writing. In 6th grade, one of the main books they read is They Caged the Animal at Nights by Jennings Birch. In 7th grade, they read Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie by Jordan Sonnenblick, who actually comes to our school and visits every couple of years. And then in 8th grade, they read The Outsiders in the general language arts class and To Kill a Mockingbird in the advanced language arts class. And each language arts class will have a language arts PSSA at the end of the year as well. So for electives, students each year have an opportunity to select electives. During 6th grade, they are required to take 2 6th grade classes for electives: health and wellness and introduction to manufacturing. During 7th and 8th grade, students have the opportunity to select electives they would like to take as well. Elective choices are never guaranteed, except we do guarantee for students having band, chorus, or orchestra. So electives are offered in 3 different ways. The first way is 45 days, and these are offered every other day for half a year. So the students take these on odd days or even days for marking periods 1, 2, or marking periods 3 and 4. A majority of our electives are offered this way. They can be offered in 90 days, which is every other day for an entire school year. These are for band, chorus, orchestra. They go 90 days throughout the school year. We also have 180 days. This is for every day for an entire school year. The only classes that are electives that are offered this way are German 1 and Spanish 1. So the students take these classes every day all year, and they actually earn a high school credit if they pass the class. So we did a lot of work with our electives and our career pathways that from the BCIU this year. If you get time and want to go back to this presentation, you can click on this link and you can actually watch a video that talks about the career pathways and the work with the BCIU. The 5 career pathways that we are using in Fleetwood are engineering, industrial and technology, human services, arts and communication, business, finance and information technology, and science and health. So there's 2 required electives for 6th grade this year, coming year. There is health and wellness, which is looking at positive, healthy behaviors related to physical, mental, social, and emotional well-being, and introduction to manufacturing, which is looking at the hand tools, lab safety, project planning, and completion of projects. These classes are both 45 days, so they're every other day for half a year. 90-day electives for 6th grade are concert band, overture strings, and double treble chorus. And you can take one or you can take all 3 of these. And they're offered during the same period during the day. And students will participate in winter and spring concerts in Pasta and Presto. Other electives for 6th grade options are multicultural art. This looks at different cultures and different influences in the art realm. And then 3D art is looking at projects that are 3D and using paper, paper mache, wire, cardboard, and more. Both these classes require students to have pieces in the art show. The languages we offer are Exploratory Spanish 1 and Exploratory German 1. We also have world drumming, which looks at large drum circles. They also work in small groups to create their own music. We also have Introduction to Theater, which looks at the basics of the theater. The students may have an interest in being in the musical or may not. This class does not lead to them having to be in the musical. We also have Music Technology. It's looking at composing music online on our Mac computers. And lastly, we have visual communications, where they'll look and learn about video technology, and exploring technology, where the students will learn about different categories of technology and how it's used to help humans. 7th grade electives for 45 days. We have exploring technology that I mentioned before. We have invention and innovation, which is kind of building on that 6th grade exploring technology course. And the students will learn how human innovation and engineering design process. We have robotics and coding, if students are interested in coding. There's also 3D art, which we talked about previously in those 3D projects, and keeping pieces of art for the art show. In 7th grade, we offer a couple different language courses. We have Exploratory Spanish 1, which we offer in 6th grade. So if they don't take it in 6th grade, they can take it in 7th grade. And then we have the 2nd level, Exploratory Spanish 2. Same with German. We have Exploratory German 1. So if they missed that in 6th grade or took Spanish in 6th grade, they can definitely take it in 7th grade. And we also have Exploratory German 2. You have to take the 1 before the 2. Other classes for 7th and 8th grade that are 90 days, so they run every other day all year, are symphonic band, encore strings, and mixed chorus. And again, you can take 1, 2, or all 3 of them. Students will also participate in winter, spring concerts, and Pasta and Presto. Other 7th and 8th grade electives that students can take for 45 days. There's drawing, which focuses on the techniques of drawing. There's also painting, which focuses on the variety of types of paint and those skills that we need to paint in the art realm. And then Me and My Art. This is more focusing on the student and themselves and expressing themselves in their art. And all these art classes will have pieces in the art show. The last art class we have is digital photography, and that's working with the camera and taking shots and figuring out how to best represent individuals or objects in their photos. There's also introduction to guitar. If you ever wanted to learn how to play the guitar, they don't have to purchase their own guitar. We have guitars for them at school. And there's also instrumental exploration. This is for students who've never had prior experience learning any instrument. and it's a great opportunity for students to explore if they'd want to learn an instrument more and possibly be in the band or the orchestra. World drumming is offered as well to the 7th and 8th graders like the 6th graders. Same with Intro to Theater and Music Technology. These classes are offered to all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So if they don't take it one year, they can definitely take it in a different year. Nutrition and food prep class is our class where they learn about food safety, how to use things in the kitchen, measuring, mixing techniques. This class is not recommended for students with severe food allergies. Other 8th grade electives are for technology are Going Green. This looks at renewable resources and energies. Design Your World, students are looking at neighborhoods and communities and working together. Engineering design looks at the engineering design process, designing and implementing a solution. Transportation technology touch on different modes of transportation. Introduction to production will show how products are made and how their production run works in a factory. And manufacturing independent study looks at having projects and students creating projects on their own and solving problems. We also have 180-day electives for 8th graders. This is Spanish 1 and German 1. They run every day all year. These are also high school level courses, so they will receive a high school level credit if they pass this class. Some students may also have ETC or resource on their schedule. ETC is for students with a GIEP, and that focuses on their GIEP goals during that time. Resource is for students with an IEP, and that's where they focus on their IEP goals at that time. Students also have the ability to take advanced classes in 7th and 8th grade. Advanced classes will focus on going deeper into concepts within the curriculum in order to meet the students' needs. They may be challenged more and foster higher levels of thinking. In 7th grade, we offer advanced language arts, advanced social studies, advanced science, and pre-algebra. And then in 8th grade, we offer advanced language arts, advanced social studies, advanced science, and algebra 1, which is the high school credit math class at the middle school. There is an application process for advanced classes. Students have to fill out the advanced application. They get teacher recommendation forms filled out as well. So if a student's interested in advanced science, they need to get a form filled out by their current science teacher. They must take a qualifying exam, and then the application and recommendations need to be turned in by email. They can be mailed or dropped off at the school. The process will include a review of all the student data from the previous school years, and then applications must be turned in before June 1st for our current students. There's also a link on this presentation to go to the application if you want to print one out at home or make a copy of it and fill it out and then email it to us. That's fine as well. So how we look at advanced applications. So we look at grades. So we look to see if they have a 93% or better in regular classes. If they're in an advanced class already, say in 7th grade and trying to get into one in 8th grade, they can have a lower final score of 87%. If students meet this requirement, we go down to the teacher recommendations and looking at the qualifying exam. So if a student does fail the qualifying exam, we'll still look at their scores and see if they can fulfill the requirements to get into the advanced classes. If students earn a 96 or above in their regular class and they're trying to get in advanced, and we have a recommendation of recommend strongly or recommends by the teacher, we'll put them in the class. Or if they're currently in an advanced class and even though they fail the qualifying exam and they have a 90% and the teacher recommends them or recommends strongly, we'll put them in the advanced class as well. Students who fail the qualifying exam and have a teacher recommendation of does not recommend or recommends reservation and doesn't have the scores, we will not put in the advanced class. Here's the flow chart for the scope and sequence for the math. So everyone takes 6th grade math. This is the year they break off. So students who do not want to do the advanced math will just go to 7th grade math and then pre-algebra in 8th grade, and they will follow this track down here into algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, and then they have a math pick in 12th grade. For those students who do the application process for advanced classes and get into the advanced math class in 7th grade, they will take pre-algebra in 7th grade, algebra 1 in 8th grade, which will be at high school credit. Then they go to algebra 2, geometry, and then they have 2 years they can pick for a math option. One thing to note is that these lines don't ever cross. So if you are in 6th grade and you end up in the advanced class, you stay on the advanced class track at the bottom. If you do not take the advanced class, you simply go to the top track. There's no crossing over. Like if you take 7th grade math and say, oh, I want to take algebra now, that you can't just take the application process again for 7th grade. So how to schedule? You schedule on Home Access Center. The link is here if you need to get to it. There's also a video how to schedule here for the presentation. So that does also help. It's a detailed instruction step by step of how to schedule in the Student Home Access Center. So you both have a username and password, but the key is to know that you have to use the student username and password to enter your electives. These are also the steps on the screen that I go through in the video. There's only 5 short steps that you have to do. It's a very easy process. If you have any questions, you can also contact me if it's not going well. So if you don't know your home access account, for those students currently in 5th grade, you're going to email Ms. Price to ask her for your information. If you're in 6th grade, you'll email Mr. Handerhan to ask for him to give you the home access center account and password. And then 7th grade will be Ms. Shutter. If you have any questions about the schedule, electives, or process, you can email me. Most students have their home access account in their agenda books on the page with passwords and usernames. Some other information about our school, if you did not know already, we also have homework pages where we post daily homework assignments sorted by grade and team. It's on the Fleetwood Area School District website, and then you go to our website. It's under quick links on the side or under homework assignments. There's also a Pride video here included in the presentation. If you want to come back and watch it at all, it's available for you. We also have our Pride program where we pass out Pride cards, which is up here in the corner of the screen. The students earn Pride cards throughout the year and can buy things with them. We also have Prideful referrals, which are positive referrals. Mr. Handerhan or myself go home to recognize the student. The student gets a copy of the Prideful referral with a Pride card. We also have outstanding students who have high honor roll, do not miss days of school, and have no discipline referral for each quarter. They get some free Pride prizes for that. Lunches, we have a computer debit system. We also serve breakfast. Breakfast runs about 20 minutes during homeroom each day. Students are able to go down and get breakfast and eat down there. Lunch, and we have 5th and 6th grade are assigned tables right now by homeroom. 7th and 8th graders currently have free seating. We do give agendas to students at the beginning of the year, and in that we have different information about websites we use. It's also their pass throughout the day, so they need to be able to have their agenda every day, write down assignments, but also use it to go to the restroom or go to the office or the guidance office if need be throughout the day. We have assignment center that runs Mondays through Thursdays from 3:15 to 4:15. This is where the students need the extra help with their homework or other projects they're working on. It runs in the LGI in the library. There is a permission slip to go with it. We have teachers who stay after school and work in assignment center. The library. We also have a library video as well if you want to come back and watch that. It explains the process of the library and taking books out. So at the middle school, our sports for 7th and 8th grade include football, cheerleading, soccer, field hockey, volleyball, and cross country for fall sports. For winter sports, we have basketball, cheerleading, and wrestling. And then for the spring sports, we have track and field, softball, and baseball. Again, those are for 7th through 8th grade students. And the athletic director is Matt Deal, as who you can contact for more information on that. Our clubs currently are Student Council, Reading Olympics, Science Olympiad, Envirothon, Math Counts, and Yearbook. We usually have an open house before school starts. It's usually the Thursday before school starts. So next year it'd be Thursday, August 27th. Tentatively, you can meet the teachers, get locker combinations to practice your lock, fill out school forms. There's a fair that's always held in the gym with different things like our student information system, food services, athletics, parent, our STAT foundation. Good things in the gym that night. That's a great time for students to figure out how to walk around to their classrooms, to meet their teachers, to feel comfortable. We also have a social media account on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Those are our usernames on there that you can see us at. Student Council also has an Instagram page currently as well. So those are all listed there, so make sure you follow us. We post lots of things all the time about the school year or the school day with pictures of students and what's going on in the school. Here's the course selection packet online. You don't need to print this out. You could just look at it and then write notes out on a piece of paper. The first page is kind of an introduction letter. It kind of explains the scheduling process as well. There's a scheduling video here you can click on, which will show you the video you're watching actually now. This video here is going to show you how to actually go on home access and put your courses in. This link right here is the advanced application. These are the people you're going to contact if you don't know your student's home access account information, the username and password. The second page is just you putting down, your student name, parent names. This is more information about scheduling. Like I said, you don't have to print this out. If you do this online, we don't need to get a paper copy back. Down below, it's going to give you the electives for students. So if you go through, you'll see the course name here, the grade level of who can take it, which career pathway it falls under, and a short description as well for each course. Make sure you look at the grade level because if you're picking courses that are not in your grade level, they're not going to appear on Home Access Center. So if you have any questions about the scheduling process or electives, you can contact me through the school phone, 610-944-7634, or currently right now through the district cell phone I have, which is 610-587-7058, or through email, nidle@fleetwoodasd.org, or Mr. Handerhan's email, khanderhan@fleetwoodasd.org. If you have any questions about any scheduling, electives, having an issue, you definitely can contact us. Just so you know, our summer hours most likely will be 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And I hope you all are having some good time at home with each other. Please make sure that you don't hesitate to call or email if you're having problems.